Hi friends, today I want to talk to you again about an EcoFlow battery that I haven't had the chance to highlight yet, the Delta 3. In the 3 series, I was able to show you the Delta Pro 3 as well as the River 3, but I hadn't covered the Delta range yet, and there are actually quite a few things to say about this Delta 3. Just as a reminder, we always have a code. A discount code that can vary between 5 and 8%. It's in the description. It's either 45 or 48. I'll put it in the description for you. And as always, every month we update the list of the best deals, the best devices, and the biggest price drops at EcoFlow. So don't hesitate to check out the link in the description. Add it to your favorites or sign up for the newsletter. So, the Delta is a product line we're very familiar with because we've had the Delta Mini, we've had, and still have, the Delta 2 in the camper van, so it's a mid-range device. It's between the River and the Pro, and now I'd even say it's between the Pro and the Ultra models too. The Delta 3 is already notable for the design change EcoFlow made when moving from the 2 series to the 3 series. It's still a really good-looking battery. Personally, I think the display looks great, the colors are nice, it's well designed, it fits in nicely, it's something you can leave in your living room, kind of like us with the EcoFlow Stream, which are batteries you don't have to be embarrassed about. It's always the same. We have pretty much the same colors here, gray, black. It's nice. It's a sleek design. So, don't pick a battery just for its design, but if it happens to look good as well as being practical, that's a plus. So it's a battery that's going to be aimed at. I think this is the most versatile battery EcoFlow offers. That means you can easily use it if you're on the road in your camper van, at home as a backup, or even in a car, like electric cars. More and more, this type of battery can be put in the trunk and it can really save your day a bit. You've got a little kilowatt hour that can help you go just a bit further. So, that's not a bad thing. So, what can I tell you about this battery that I liked compared to the previous version? Well, it already has 5 different ways to recharge. So, as usual, just like with the Delta 2, it can be recharged with solar panels. Just like with an AC outlet, a regular power outlet, but it can combine both. That's what I find really cool. It can combine both. So, once you've connected your battery to the app, I'll come back to that later, but it can connect, and just like with the Delta 2, you can choose the input level you want for each port. That is, if you ever think, I don't want to draw everything from the power outlet, and since I have a bit of sunlight, I'll split it 50-50. I'll take advantage of the sunlight to recharge, but at the same time, it can combine both. That's something I still find pretty great. And it can recharge from the EcoFlow alternator that you install in the car specifically so you can recharge a battery in the trunk while you're driving. So again, I think it's a really smart device because when you're driving, you're wasting energy otherwise. You generate energy and you think, damn, I can't recover it. Well, actually, you can, thanks to the EcoFlow alternator charger. And another way to recharge it, this one's a bit less common in Europe, and even less so in France, but it's something you see more in the US, is the EcoFlow Dual Fuel Smart Charger. I've never talked about it before, but it's the one that runs on fossil fuels. And yes, they have the generator that runs on fossil fuels at EcoFlow, which converts fossil energy into electricity. There you go. So, the Delta 3 can still power devices up to 1,800 watts and even up to 3,006 watts peak if you really want to deliver a lot of energy very quickly. So, what does that mean for normal use? An air conditioner, you will be able to run it for 2 hours when the battery is full. A barbecue. Electric, you will be able to make it last about an hour, just enough to power your sausages. So that's to give you a bit of an idea. The battery still has, we don't realize that there are still close to 11 different outputs in the battery. You will have 2 USB outputs for fast charging, or about 36 watts. You will have 2 USB-C outputs and 140 watts, and you will have the 4 outputs, the sockets it is in. 1800 watts. Then on the other side of the battery, you will have the cigar socket. You will have the 2 CC5521 outputs, and for input, as always, solar panel and what I mentioned to you just before. Another thing that's nice, especially when you have, like me, a first-generation Delta Pro, which sometimes starts up its fan at night for reasons I still don't understand, the Delta 3 is silent. When the battery is operating in a mode where it delivers less than 600 watts, which can act as a sort of buffer value at your place, you won't hear it at all. But when the power goes up a bit and it starts to heat up, yes, a fan will kick in, but below 600 watts you really won't hear it much. In a camper at night, you're not going to use that much power anyway, so you won't hear it either. For solar input, you should know that it can take in 1000 watts, compared to the Delta 2, which could only take 500 watts. So, who is this Delta 3 for? As I mentioned, this Delta 3 is aimed at people who want a versatile battery. Versatile, but without being something impossible to carry. The Delta Pro 3 is quite heavy. You actually need wheels to move it around, so that already tells you it's heavy, whereas the Delta 3 weighs 12.5 kilograms. That's about the weight of an electric scooter, so it's portable. If you already have a Delta 2, I don't really see the point in getting a Delta 3 unless you can sell your Delta 2 for a good price. If you don't already have a Delta 2 and you're looking to get a Delta, then yes, obviously I would recommend going for the Delta 3 rather than the Delta 2, which is still available, no question about it. So, for me, this is a battery designed, once again, for those who want something versatile, something they can take on a trip, something they can put in their car, something portable, and also something they can use at home in case of a power outage. In my opinion, it's the most versatile and complete battery EcoFlow offers. That's it for this quick review, for my brief thoughts on the battery. See you soon, sending you big hugs and goodbye.